Hi everyone, it is Miss Joya. It is Monday, which means that it is time for an in-between video. And this week, I thought we would do some tie-dyeing. However, I wanted to make sure that we could do this with hopefully some things that you have already in your house. So you will need food coloring for this. And I guess really it just depends on how many colors you want to use. Today I chose to use 3 colors. I chose to use red. I chose to use blue and green today. Just so you know though, in watching the videos and reading about this, I learned that you need to have like a thicker paper towel. On the label. It will say super absorbent paper towel. So I think there's several different brands that you can get that say that. I accidentally bought the one, you can see there's like a seam down the middle, that is select a size. However, I'm just going to use 2 sheets and make do with that. But you can always buy the ones that are just 1 sheet as well. Okay, so you're going to need that. Also, we don't buy the newspaper, so I didn't have any newspapers at home. If you had a disposable tablecloth, you could use that also. I also did not have that. Excuse me. So I did take and put out, this is just a trash bag, and I put it onto my kitchen table here and laid it down. So hopefully you won't get any stains on the table. You definitely want to make sure you're doing that when you're dyeing anything. Also, just so you know, you do want to make sure, my hands did get a little bit messy when I was putting the food coloring in, so make sure you wash your hands right afterwards. You could, even if you maybe had some gloves and you wanted to, you could put like some of those plastic disposable gloves on to do this. So let's get started. So this is, if we take our paper towel, you can fold it into, let's start off with folding it into 4. All right, but if you want to give I would say recommend, just to get a little bit more color, you could fold it in half again. And then 1 more time over. So like this, you're going to see it is quite thick. However, obviously, since it is so absorbent, when you put it into the food coloring, it is going to suck up the water relatively quick, which is why you want to make sure you have something down on the table, because it's going to take quite some time to dry. All right, so let's start off. I'm going to put this corner here into the red food coloring. You can see how it spreads. You can decide how long you want to hold it in there. And then I'm going to move over to the blue, do this corner there. And let it maybe just drip for a second so it's not too wet. And then let's move over to the green. Okay, so we're going to need probably 1 more color, unless you want to leave it like that, and that's totally up to you. I'm going to put this corner over here into it. All right, and after it's done dripping, we can move it onto our newspaper or plastic covering. So I'm going to move the food colors aside just so that we can all see. And what you want to do is you want to open this up. And you can see here what it's starting to look like. We will obviously come back to it when it's all the way dry, and we'll take a look and see how it looks. Okay, everyone, so we have let this sit. It had to dry for quite some time. And I actually wanted to let you know a little tip. What I did was I took one of my cookie sheets, the kind of where you can cool your cookies off after they come out of the oven. So you can see if maybe you have one of those in the house, and you can use it to lay your wet paper towel on top of, because otherwise it might take quite some time to dry. Or you could even do all this outside. If it's on a decent day, you can go outside and maybe it will dry a little bit quicker. All right, so after it dried, you can see this is how it turned out. Now keep in mind it's going to depend on how much of the food coloring you use, so that really is going to determine how dark your colors turn out. All right, so I hope everybody enjoyed the craft this week, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Also keep in mind that you can pick up your kits outside of the library. There is a bin that is labeled In Between, and this week's kit is going to contain a lot of information about comics. So there will be a template for you to make a comic book. There's some ideas of how to draw superheroes and different things. And also, don't forget that you can place books on hold and do pickup at the drive-up window. So remind any grown-ups in the house that you can do that as well. All right, so I hope you have a great week, and I look forward to talking to you next week.